Hi everyone, it's me Louise. So this this is gonna be a video about the dark world of Primark. Yeah, it's not. I bet you guys weren't expecting it, apart from people that follow me on Twitter. Go follow me, link in description. I changed his name recently. Oh my god, it's called Bald Brookie. Long story. If you know about road trip, then you understand. So I worked there for just over 2 years. I worked from November 2017 to January 2020. So yeah, I was working there for a good 2 years. Excuse me, I'd only had 2 customer complaints in the whole 2 years that I'd worked there, and they still just did not treat me very well at all. They were constantly giving me so much stuff to do. And as soon as I slipped up once, I'm like, why did you do that? You're not allowed to do that. Like, my mum's in a wheelchair. If she came in as a customer, I wasn't allowed to help her because she's my mum. I had to get someone else to. Even though she's a customer, if she wants help, if she comes up to me for help, she will get help from me. Well, that's better, isn't it? Not glowing. I know what she likes as well, like this side of her being a customer, and I know what style she looks best in, so surely it would have been better off for me to help her than not a manager or a supervisor. I have no idea. So yeah, so if any family member came in, I was not allowed to talk to them. If any employee was leaving work while I was on my shift, I was not allowed to talk to them. You're not allowed to talk to any of the people on the shop floor, so that's in sales assistants. You have to have reasoning to go into fitting rooms. You have even before now I had a handful of hangers and I was on knitwear, which was opposite. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, so fitting rooms was there, knitwear was there, and dresses and blouses was all here. So I had a handful of hangers. I went to put them in there, and I was told off. I was told to have to go to tills, even though tills on the other side of the shop floor. This is in the canterbury one, by the way. I'm not sure if every single store is like this, but looking at reviews online of people that have worked there, it is not good at all. I wish I'd looked online before I'd worked there, because otherwise I'd have been like, no, apply for anything else. So management don't treat you well at all. It's recently I had to have a capability meeting after I told them that I was on stronger antidepressants because of the stress and anxiety that ground floor gives me, which is the one that I was on, which is the busiest floor. And they were like, yeah, okay, we're going to have to give you a capability meeting. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, that's fine, I suppose. So at the capability meeting, I had to say my whole life story because they kept trying to blame my stress in my home life. I was like, no. It has been stressful, but coming here is a lot more stressful than you think because they're management and they're not always on the shop floor. So I explained everything. I was a bit like, what do you think I can... They said, oh, what do you think? What's your solution to it? I was like, move me floors, because I'm not having my emotional breakdowns on any other floors. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. No, none of my emotional breakdowns on any other floors. It's literally only on ground floor. Or when I go and speak to one of the managers from ground floor, then I come back down to a different floor and I'm like, oh my god, I hated that, and I just had my breakdowns. So what they did was shove me onto ground floor tills. After meeting, they're a bit like, oh yeah, just gonna put it on ground floor tills because it's not that busy. It's always busy Saturday midday because everyone's gone out to do their shopping. So after that they just put me on ground floor tills and just left me there for the rest of the day, and I weren't even a bit like, oh, how are you doing, how are you getting on? Then a couple of weeks later I'd lost my voice, and they had put me on ground floor tills again for 3 hours until I said, look, can you move me floors? No, can you just move me off tills because I've got no voice? And oh my word. And obviously it's not ideal to be on tills on busy Saturday when you have no voice. And they were like, oh, okay, I'm going to assess the shop floor and go from there. And they didn't. They called the manager in the office, the one that I just don't like, which I'm not allowed to name her name because social media policy, even though I don't work there anymore, I'm not allowed to mention names. So yeah, and then I went up to the office because there's, oh, you can go see her in the office. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. Not that I could argue it. I was like, yeah, what's up? And she said, oh, we're sending you home, and here's the letter about your capability meeting, like, it's in the results of it, which they had never, ever, ever discussed with me, which I was not happy about, because I was a bit like, it's my meeting, surely you should discuss with me what you think would be an appropriate outcome before you put it in writing and say, yeah, no, that's not happening. So I was doing 40-hour weeks pretty much when I was there, but then in the last just under a month they'd cut my overtime completely, so I was doing 8 hours a week, sorry, thirsty, living off £64 a week, which is like pretty much impossible, and they shoved me onto ground floor tills again. So on Boxing Day it was a bit like, oh, how are you getting on? I was like, no, I feel mugged off, I feel like I've not been listened to or anything. And I was explaining about my financial situation, and she was just like, oh yeah, well, we don't care about your financial situation, we only care about your happiness and well-being. And so I was not happy about that, like no one else would be. I put it on my Snapchat, and then next thing I know, like the next day that I was in, because that was on Boxing Day, then I was on Saturday, oh, can you go into the office and speak to this person? And I was like, oh, fucking hell. I was like, alright, okay, cool. And then it was about social media, because you're not allowed to mention any names of people that work there or post any pictures of people that work there in a negative manner. If it's in a positive manner, it's fine. It's like you're not allowed to mention anything about work while you work there, even if you have 2 jobs. So like I said, if I say, put on my Snapchat whatever, like, oh, I had a really bad day at work, would I get called up for it? And you would, even if you have 2 jobs, purely because it's mentioning work. But I know so many people that have done that and none of them have been called up for it. So yeah, come at me, Primark, Canterbury. Honestly, I've got to the point where I don't care now. Yeah, so there was that, and then in October I posted another picture onto my Twitter, which hardly anyone from work knows that I have, and I was called up about that in January, like one of the first days. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. The place tires me out just talking about it. So it was just a big old thing of like, oh yeah, what's the meaning behind the picture? And I'll post it on my Twitter again tonight because funny, innit? Like, you guys don't know the people, so I didn't see the massive issue in it. And apparently people are really, really offended about what I'd done, and I was a bit like, well, don't know why they needed to see it, because it was on my Twitter, and no one from work knows that I've got it, sort of thing, which they were a bit like, yeah, well, you're not getting the message. I'm like, but hun, you pulled me up on something from, like, December, and then something after that was from October. Like, if I was called out for it in October, I'd understand, or November, but because I've been brought up about it in January, like 3-4 months after it's happened, and I kicked off and I said, right, who's gone through my social media then? And he's like, oh, I'll try and find out. So, no, I don't know still, but now I can post whatever I like because I don't work there anymore. So, which is why I'm posting this video, because I've wanted to post it for a while. Sorry, but I've not been able to because I've been working there. And then, so obviously I chatted to her and she goes, yeah, well, don't care about your financial situation, don't care about your happiness and well-being, which was not a good move, especially on me. So, and then a couple of days later I went to the store manager and I explained everything, and I said to him, I was a bit like, look, I've not been listened to. And he's like, yeah, well, we're all very concerned. I was like, hang on, what do you mean by you all? I was told it's private, confidential. He goes, yeah, well, me, some of the managers know, head office know. I was like, oh, I was told it's private, confidential, and I wasn't even allowed to tell people I was in a meeting, let alone, like, the contents of it, sort of thing. And I said to him, like, oh shit, this is what she told me. And he's like, yeah, no, you're twisting things now, you're being manipulative. I was just like, no, that's not what's happening. She goes, oh, I called her up about it. I was like, yeah, she's not going to admit it though. And he was like, well, did it happen or not? I was like, well, it did, but you don't believe me, so just act like I never said it. And he was like, oh, you're just doing this to get on my nerves now. I was a bit like, no, I'm doing it because you don't believe me or anyone that says anything negative about your management. Like, it's horrific there, honestly. So that was kind of like hit the nail on the head sort of thing, like I need to go. Like I've wanted to go for ages, but I was just a bit like, right, this is the reasoning that I need to leave. It's like if you go into fitting rooms on ground floor especially, it's one of the busiest floors, one of the busiest fitting rooms. It's very stressful, but I've always liked it in there because there's always so much that you can do. And if you put returns out, there's both folding and hanging. You can be on the front desk, and then you can be in the sorting room, sorting rails for the next people or sorting out the table. Or you can be going up to the other 2 floors and seeing if they've got any returns. Stuff like that, which I always loved it in there because you could always go to the other floors, and I got along with pretty much everyone that was there. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, like that's fine, absolutely fine. But then when they took me out fitting rooms, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Alrighty. And the long story short, it's that management and supervisors don't have any respect for you at all. It's like the amount of times I did like 12-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, night shifts, and like I came in on my only day off to do like 6-10. Like, that's when I did like 13 days on the trot, which is not allowed. But they kept saying, oh yeah, we need someone to come in, and you're right to do it. And it was like on the 7th day, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Like I don't mind. Like I'll just come in. And then they went at me for not taking my breaks, and I said, well, it's too busy. Like I just can't take them. And they're like, you know, you've always got to take your breaks. And I was a bit like, well, and they said like, oh, we never let anyone not go on their lunch. I'm like, well, actually, on multiple occasions, you've told me I cannot go on my lunch till the queue and tills is gone, or until the table is sorted, or until I finish this rail. So that's a lie. But yeah, long story short, don't work at Primark because they don't care about you. They just care about their shop, and all the management don't understand anything. Like, I told them I'm a carer, and they're like, oh, so that's why you're stressed, yeah? And I'm like, no, I have stressful days, but that's not why I am stressed, sort of thing. And I did go to work. Oh, dogs. I don't know if you can hear that, there's 2 dogs having to go at each other outside. But yeah, no, so, oh, I've completely forgotten where I was going. Don't know. But yeah, don't work there. It's not worth the time or the effort. And like, as I said, I don't know if it's only in the Canterbury one, but I've been to like Westwood, and they even said that it's not great there. And it's like, I'm friends with one of them that moved there, and they were like, yeah, no, when you came in the other day, I'd have a meeting afterwards because I was speaking to you. I was like, yeah, but I was a customer, I don't understand the massive issue. But yeah, don't work there. Don't put your brain and mental health through that, because I'm now on fluoxetine tablets because of that place, which gives me the weirdest dreams. I'll explain them all in a different video because it's honestly so funny. But yeah, that's Dark World of Primark. Management don't care. Your only people that you can trust really are the people that you work with, so like people that are on your level, so retail assistant, which is what I was. All the management talk to each other, so if you do work there, do not ever like tell them anything about your personal life because they all talk. And like just don't talk to them really. Like, sounds really stupid, but like don't say anything. Don't say anything negative about the place to them. Don't mention any complaints to them that you may have. Don't ever go to the store manager because he'll just laugh at you or say that you're being manipulative, sort of thing. Just, if you do work there, get out as quick as you can. If you don't work there and you've applied, don't accept it, please. It's horrific. But yeah, it's been me, Louise. I promise my next video will be a bit more upbeat because this one has been a bit like, ooh, like, is everything alright at home? But yeah, have a good one. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, comment if you want to see anything in particular. But yeah, peace out, nerds. Love you all. Have a good day and stay safe.